So in these curtsy sliders, I'm actually working the leg not on the slider. I'm primarily working my left leg here. I'm using a professional fancy slider. You don't have to use one of these. If you're on a surface like this, you can just put like a pillow cloth on the ground, or your sock will work too. If you're on something like carpet, I would put like a magazine down. You just want something that's frictionless. The curtsy lunge essentially looks like this, where I'm not stepping fully back. I'm actually stepping back at an angle, and I'm coming back up. Now I'm gonna do that with the slider. I'm gonna pretend there's an eggshell under my right foot, so I'm not gonna put too much weight on my right. Very, very little. Everything stays in the left. So I'm gonna go back, and then pull myself back up with my left leg. The big key here is that I'm not using my right leg to come back up like this. I'm not using my right leg to come up. I'm actually pulling myself with my left leg to come back up. So on Around the World sliders, we are primarily working my left leg. All my weight stays on this leg the entire time. I'm pretending there's an eggshell on my right side and I can't smash that eggshell. I'm using a professional slider here. You don't have to use one of these. If you're on a ground like this, you can just put a pillow cloth on the ground, or if you're on carpet, you can just put a magazine. So the goal of this exercise is you're gonna stay as strong and as sturdy in this little mini squat position while your right leg, in this example, is doing what we call around the world. The key is that I'm not letting my body twist and turn as I go around. I am staying in control of this position, owning this position as I am making my around the worlds. So on forward sliders, we are working this left leg, the leg that's not on the slider. This leg, this is a slider, the professional slider. If you're on this floor, you don't necessarily need to have something like this. You can just put a pillow cloth on the ground. If you're on carpet, I would just say use a magazine. Again, we're gonna be primarily working this leg. With my right leg, the one that's on your slider, pretend there's an eggshell there. You don't wanna put too much weight through it, so all my weight stays on my left. For this example, I'm gonna be trying to reach as far out as I can, and I'm gonna pull myself back up with the front part of my thigh. So it's working a lot of your quad muscle. Okay, you want to go, the further out you reach, the harder it is. And is your knee supposed to go over your toes? Yes, it will. Very normal. So in this exercise, I'm using a slider. This is a professional slider. You don't necessarily have to use this. If I was on this type of flooring, I could just put a pillow cloth on the ground and I'll be able to slide. If you're on carpet, I would use like a magazine. You just want something that's frictionless. What we're gonna do, working leg is actually the leg not on the slider. So I'm gonna be working my left leg in this example. With the slider, I wanna pretend there's an egg on there. I don't wanna really put a lot of weight on that slider. I wanna keep all the weight here. So you're gonna go into a backwards or posterior lunge like this. Again, all my weight stays here, and on the way up, I'm gonna pull my body back using this leg. So you're gonna feel everything in the backside, especially your hamstrings working to pull yourself back up. I'm not getting here and sliding my right foot forward to come up. I'm pulling myself up through my left leg. That's the big key on these sliders.